On one hand, they are holding meetings with farmers. On the other, they are being stubborn and not ready to accept farmers' demands. However, the farmers' union have given this one-day hunger strike program to draw attention of this deaf and dumb government.
All right, food and trade policy analyst Devinder Sharma joins us now from Chandigarh in India. Devinder, good to have you on the show. Now, you know, this is being painted out as sort of like a win-win situation, at least from the government. I mean, if the agricultural sector constitutes such a large portion of the country's labor force, I'm wondering why there wasn't any consultation undertaken by the government before passing these bills.
Well, that's a big question, and that's the question farmers are asking. That if you brought the laws for us, if you said that the farmers' income, and if you say that the farmers' income is going to double when the laws come into place, well, then why was no consultation held with the farmers, the biggest stakeholders in this entire debate, before the laws were introduced? In fact, first the ordinances came, and then the laws came up, and before it was Parliament passed it in a very hasty way. So I think farmers are questioning this, and that is the question which the government has not been able to answer. But the fact of the matter is, farmers believe that these laws will bring corporate agriculture into the country, and that will push small farmers out of agriculture. And they fear their lands will be taken away by the corporates, and so they are worried. It's a question of life and death for them, and so they are worried that the laws should be withdrawn. That's what they have been demanding. Whereas the government is stubborn that it is not going to withdraw the laws. It is accepting some amendments, but the farmers have rejected those amendments also.
Devinder, you're a policy analyst, so you understand this better than most of us. I mean, the government is basically saying, like you, and by that I mean the farmer, will have more options in terms of who buys your product. But the fact of the matter is that when you look at examples from around the world, when you open up the door for private companies to enter a sector without some sort of security net provided by the state, then yes, this ultimately does result in the exploitation of farmers, does it not?
You are very right, and that is what worries Indian farmers. As I have often said that these laws were in operation. The same kind of model was in existence in America and Europe, and we also know that American farmers have been suffering a lot because of these open markets operating in agriculture. Even this year, the farmers in America are saddled with a bankruptcy of $425 billion. The spate of suicide in America is not ending. The rate of suicide is 45% higher for rural America than urban America. And we know that the government, even the agriculture secretary in America, has gone on record saying that the big get bigger in America and the smaller go out. And that is what has happened. Only 1.5% of the population remains in agriculture in America. Now, in India, where we have 50% farming population, or let's say 50% of the total population is involved with the agriculture, which means roughly 600 million people, if I count their families also, then I think it is something that we have to work on, how to make agriculture a economically viable and a profitable profession. And that can only happen if we provide farmers with an assured income. What the farmers are demanding is an assured price, because they have suffered a lot over the last few decades. And so that their demand is, let's get an assured price by way of an assured income, assured, which will ensure assured income.
Devinder, I have about a minute left in this segment. So these protests have been going on for 19 days now. Where does this end? I mean, how much political damage will this do for the Prime Minister Narendra Modi? And how long do you think these farmers will wait it out?
Well, I think let's be very clear. These protests have been happening around Delhi, that is for 19 days. But these protests have been on in Punjab and Haryana for last 2.5 months now. And so it tells you that it's a long drawn process, long drawn, protest by the farmers. And to the other question, how long can these persist? How long can they go on? I think we have to understand the Punjabi culture, which is a culture of sharing and caring. And imagine farmers have got food supplies assured for the next 6 months. Those farmers who are protesting have brought their food supplies along with them. The society has stood up with them. them. Society is providing most of the essentials free of cost to farmers, including medical care and health care and also medicines. So that tells you that the society also feels that the farmers have been wronged all these years, and there is a need to make a correction. And that correction can come if we provide farmers with an assured price. And I think that is what farmers are demanding.
Okay. Okay. Devinder Sharma, thank you very much for joining us here on TRT World. I do appreciate your analysis.